Okay, let's get started. I'll
Yep.
get the ball rolling here. This is our weekly MyCity meeting networking event, and we'll encourage each person to take 1 minute or less to introduce themselves, tell us who invited you if you're new, and also indicate where you work or hail from and who you would like to meet, who would be a good networking
Michael,
partner or someone who can help your business.
you.
And I'll start with myself. I'm Scott Harold, my business Life Tree Prosperity. I'm a business and insurance advisor. I specialize in business overhead cost reduction and insurance services. I'm also a Medicare agent, who's super busy gearing up for the annual enrollment period that starts next month. And I'm based in Long Beach, California. And next, let's have our official host, Bob Friedenthal, speak. Bob, good morning.
Well, hello there, everybody. My name is Bob Friedenthal, and I'll challenge you to spell my last name. But in German, it means peaceful valley, and my wife will never attest to that. So my whole thing is, if you don't have something funny to say, you shouldn't be speaking. So I've been on the internet for over 30 years. I got started when there was only 30 million or 60 million people in the world on the internet. And I had a computer company up to that point. And then I told my business partner, this is going to be the next big thing in the world. And this is where I'm going. He gave me a year and 9 months to take over a massive amount of overhead. And I've never looked back. So on top of that, LinkedIn's done a couple things that I think everybody has. I always say data is the new oil. So you need to be able to call people, text people, email people, reach out to their websites, etc. And in October of 2018, LinkedIn did something I didn't really like much at all. They reduced, when you do a download of your LinkedIn, you only get name and vocation now. Before, you used to get phone numbers, city, state, zip codes, email addresses. So they've taken all that away. And then what I did is I do what I have like 6 people that work for us that do what I call reverse engineering of LinkedIn. We go back in and we research all your connections information and then help you to use it in using different means besides LinkedIn to communicate with people. So just to give you an example, when we research and determine whether the phone number is a mobile number, a landline number, a voice over IP, or an 800 number. And in doing so, you can reach out to people. So there's different reach outs. You can text message people. You know, texting is very, very popular. And if you're connected to somebody on LinkedIn, they're not adverse to you communicating. But as we go forward, I think we're going to find some changes in that world as well. So like Phil was describing ChatGPT. Okay, where are you going to take it? What are you going to do with it? How are you going to communicate with people? That's my big scenario. Anyway, I overtalked.
Okay, thanks, Bob. A quick reminder to please post your contact info in the chat if you've not yet done so, including hopefully your LinkedIn, a link for your LinkedIn, so we can all be connected that way. I'm going to next ask our guest, Bill Schweber, to speak. Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Good morning, Bill Schweber, and I've got Mush to thank for telling me to come here. Although after I speak, you might want to kick him out. No, just kidding. I do major litigation IT data forensics, which basically mean if you lost $1 billion and you want to try to get some of it back, I help the forensic accountants track it down and hopefully build a legal case to get you some of it back. I also run a networking group for lawyers and accountants, and we're always looking for more lawyers and accountants who want to get new business, because not only do we do networking, but we try to help them do webinars that attract potential clients. Bill Schweber.
Thank you very much, Bill. Good morning, Phyllis. You're going to be our featured speaker. Tell us who you are.
Good morning. I am Phyllis, and I am from the Spring Hill area, just north of Tampa. And I help people with their debt. And you're going to learn more about it when I speak in a little bit.
Well, that was short and sweet. Thank you very much. Jackie Zaccoli. Good morning, Jackie. Hope I pronounced that correctly.
Good morning. Yeah, good job. Good job. I thank Alan for allowing me to be here, Alan Holmes. And that's Jackie Zaccoli. That's broccoli with a Z. And essentially, I'm a catalyst for spontaneous combustion, which means that I assist you in LinkedIn to intentionally reach the 980 million members so that you build alliances that will make you word of mouth. And I would very much like to meet all of you or any of you to brainstorm on how to do that. Thank you. Oh, I'm from Arizona.
Nice. All right. Awesome. Great to have you here, Jackie. Good morning. Stacy Hughes. Tell us who you are, who invited you, who would you like to meet?
Blessed morning, all. I'm Stacy Hughes. I'm located in Tampa, Florida. I was invited by Phyllis to come in. I basically do a couple of things. I'm here to help people save money and earn money. That's what my business are all about. And I would just like to meet anyone that wants to save, earn, travel. Yeah, that's basically the realm that I'm in. So my contact information is in the chat.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming. Great to have you here. Aaron Albuquerque, good morning.
Morning. Aaron Albuquerque, your full charge bookkeeper. I do everything from accounts payable to receivables, reconciliations, bank, credit cards, the whole thing. I've been doing this for 32 years now. And I go back and forth between production accounting and bookkeeping. I am QuickBooks Pro certified for both desktop and online. And I do come to you for questions and whatever else, and also confidentiality. So Aaron Albuquerque, bookkeeping.
Thank you, Aaron. And if I recall correctly, you're located in the West San Bernardino Valley, so you serve the Valley, Ventura County.
Yeah, I'm in
most of
LA
Los Angeles.
County. I'm in Woodland Hills, Calabasas area. So, you know, pretty much anywhere in LA County and even into Ventura County if need be. I've gone as far south as Orange County to like Anaheim. So, you know, gone that far south too.
Awesome.
Who do you want to
All
meet
right.
on location, by the way, Aaron?
You know, I figure anyone, you know, looking for, you know, CPAs, anyone who needs bookkeeping done that, you know, that could, you know, maybe cut down their time with their CPA, you know, and help out with their tax returns and whatever else. And I do a lot of the legwork to, you know, and then hand over the P&L and balance sheet, whatever else to the CPA and, you know, go from there.
Thank you.
All right. Good morning, Russell Lukadu.
Good morning, folks. Always good to be seen than viewed. But Russell Lukadu, the HR guy for small business. I work with that business owner who is the victim of their own success. They've started their business, they grow, and now all of a sudden their capacity is maxed out, their bandwidth is maxed out, they need to hire. And when they do, that's when the need for aligning their team with their dream occurs. So I work with the business owner's business strategy, his HR strategy or people strategy, and the processes and procedures to make those people understand what that dream is and want to pull for the owner. So Russell Lukadu, the HR guy for small business. I'm located in San Fernando Valley, north of Los Angeles, northwest of Los Angeles, and interested in meeting other business advisors, fractional executives, individuals who have the trust of that business owner who are going, my employees are driving me nuts. That's the clue for me.
All right, love it. Thank you, Russ. Dennis Schroeder. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning, all. My name is Dennis Schroeder. I'm a retired Army officer. I live in a small town called White House in Tennessee, about a half hour north of Nashville. I run a nonprofit organization called the Price of Freedom Foundation, where we tell the complete life stories of those who died while in military service to our nation. I am looking specifically for referrals to individuals or corporations who can sponsor projects that we have currently in the works. We are currently in a need for, well, basically, we look for donors anywhere from $500 to $50,000. Our current needs are $610 to acquire books to give to the first family that we are honoring, about $20,000 for the event that we're going to be, the public event that we're going to be hosting to present these books to the family, and $50,000 for the development of the 40+ hours of video that we have into a documentary. Also, we wanted to entertain any folks who have a willingness to help in any other way. So
I suspect
good.
that reach out would be to veterans, would be a good place to start. Is that right, Dennis?
well, veterans are good, but honestly, more than half of the people who are volunteers with my organization have no military service whatsoever. Just an appreciation for the sacrifice that these folks have paid. So it's really, whoever has a patriotic heart is who we need to reach.
Okay, so you and I need to get into another discussion about how
Yes,
to reach outs to people that'll make a difference.
absolutely.
That's
Looking forward to it.
fantastic work that you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, good morning, Roy Dickin.
Hi, yeah, Roy Dickin. I'm in North Carolina, near Raleigh. Was originally invited by Betty Withrow. And I build high performance websites that rank because they're designed to do what the search engines are looking for. And I pair them with my niche domination, which is a method of attracting your ideal prospects. So the two of them together get you ranked for the search terms that bring in the money. The kind of people I'm looking for are people that have high competition niches and need their website optimized, or anything that I can do to collaborate with Greg Dixon and Betty Withrow, because we collaborate with clients regularly.
Yeah, great team you got there.
That is true.
Thank you, Roy. Glad to have you here. In fact, we'll now jump over to Greg Dixon. Morning, Greg.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm located in a little town called Merritt, which is about 3 hours from Vancouver, British Columbia, which is probably the average commute for somebody in Los Angeles, right? So anyway, but that's a joke. So as I was invited by Betty, and Roy and Betty and I work as a collaboration under the banner of Total Traffic and Conversion. And today, this banner behind me is the topic for today's presentation. We do a broadcast on Fridays at 1 p.m. Pacific, and it's renovate, integrate, and expand your connections. So we do that in a number of ways, using what Betty does, what I do, what Roy does, and also some of the we will refer to referral partners like Bob or other people in this room for specialty options, because our view is you need to do a lot of things in order to really create an effective online presence and an online connection with your ideal audience and your ideal clients and customers. That's me. Connect. Actually, the best way is to connect through LinkedIn. Link and follow, and then when we send out the notes for the broadcast, you will should get a notice about it. or you can go back later and take a look at the replay.
Great.
Okay.
Are you able to post the direct link if people wanted to try to jump on today?
Well, if I had 2 more minutes to actually schedule it, I could, but
Oh, okay.
I
All
got
right.
up, I created this banner, I created an article, and I was going to do the thing, but I ran out of time. I had about 45 minutes to do that. So,
All right. No
but
worries.
the best way is to connect to either Betty or Roy or myself through LinkedIn, and then you'll just go check it out. But we broadcast it everywhere.
Quick question.
Great.
It's a direct quick
All
question.
right. Thank you so
If
much,
someone's
Greg.
if someone's connected to either one of you, and I think I'm connected to both of you, do you send out a notice saying follow us on this magazine or follow us on these podcasts? So that way we get notices each time they're going to occur?
We do. We do
Okay.
sometimes, and we also there's Eventbrite.
I was gonna say, because if you do it that way, then anybody, then all of us who want to attend or know about these events could do it that way. Once they connect with you,
Yeah.
then send a notice out saying follow us, accept or reject to follow the name of the entity. I'll give my time for this because I just wanted to make sure you get your point across here for what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah. We do sometimes. We don't do it as much as we should, but we have a mailing list. You can join that, and we can send out a note. But it's the most effective thing is just to follow on LinkedIn, because you'll get notices that way.
That's okay.
All right, great. Sounds good. Thank you, Greg.
Okay.
Good morning, Phil Wolfstein.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, everyone. Great to be here. What a great diverse group of people we have today in US and Canada. Anyway, I was Phil Wolfstein with Zoom Business Brokers. I'm a certified business broker. What I do is I help business owners find qualified buyers for their business. And that is something that is a process. I like to say it's not an event. Selling a business is not an event. It's a process. It typically takes 7 to 9 months. Starts with evaluation of determining current market value for what that business is worth to a qualified buyer, arm's length, and then taking the business to market, listing the business, preparing, getting ready for sale, vetting the buyers, going through due diligence, conditions release, working with a landlord or property owner in order to sell the property or create a new lease, into escrow, and then a close. And as you can tell, there's lots of moving parts. It's a very important milestone event in the business owner seller's life, and therefore it is something that you want to be prepared for. So ideally, having a plan, thinking about an exit strategy and planning in advance of contacting a business broker like me in order to list and sell the business is a real important, I think, steps to take for that business owner seller. And so a lot of the business advisors, financial advisors, CPAs that I work with are helping to engage in that process. And I'm part of that team, part of that overall effort. And of course, that transitions to financial advisors or tax advisors for what to do after the sale of the business, and helping that business owner seller into a successful retirement and financially planning for that. But that's what I do.
People actually retire.
Yeah. The mythical retirement. Yes.
Exactly. Right. Thank you, Phil. I love your process. And yeah, that's certainly, exit strategy is certainly one of the huge parts of your landscape in terms of what your business is going to be. So we appreciate what you do and how you do it.
Thank you.
And we also like your team, which includes people like our good friend Frank Garcia. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning. Frank Garcia, Insurance KO. Been in the business for 25 plus years. I am in Placentia, Anaheim, in Yorba Linda, California. I specialize in benefits for employer groups and professionals and individuals for group medical insurance for employees to attract and retain their most valuable asset, which is their employees. And I do a lot of life insurance, long-term care, and guaranteed income planning for individuals that are preparing for retirement. Current cases that I'm working on, I have two annuity cases that we have submitted to carriers, one with Prudential, the other one with Mass Mutual, to guarantee income for individuals on their retirement for as long as they live. The process is you take about 30% of the retirement income and you put it into an annuity. So we call that their mailbox money. So that money comes in all the time, consistently guaranteed. Another case that we just wrote last night is for a doctor for long-term care insurance using a unique product with life insurance and long-term care. So the individual does not have to go into long-term care to get the benefit, because someday we'll all die. So it'll pay a death benefit also, or it'll pay a long-term care, then a death benefit. So it's a unique product and it pays the money directly to the insured. It's not reimbursement. So those are some things that I work on. Good referral source for me is accountants, CPAs, attorneys, business coaches, advisors that are looking to help their clients prepare and set up for the future. Frank Garcia, an Insurance KO, where we knock out your worries. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Frank. Hey, good morning, Damar Lewis.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on. Yeah, in fact, I got a great chance to talk to Moshe yesterday, and another gentleman that he referred to me, and that was good. And Phil, and I'm working with a client who's looking to sell their business, and everything that Phil said this morning was absolutely true about the person that I'm working with as well. So if you haven't worked with a business broker, if I can give a shout out to talk to Phil, he is definitely a resource of information, and look forward to working with him. I am a business coach, and I am a pharmacist by training, and I am looking to help businesses that are underperforming, that are looking to double their profits without spending money. A lot of times businesses look to grow their business by advertising or marketing, and there are so many other ways to do that. And so from that standpoint, I help businesses do that. And so if you have anyone that you know that is in business and either looking to potentially sell down the road, or who may be struggling with the current economic climate, I'd love for a referral. Small businesses are what I'm looking to, who I'm looking to help. And they can be anywhere from $500,000 up to about $10 million.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Damar. Great to have you here. Let's now go to Edward Cicinato. Good morning, Edward.
Good morning. I was here last week. Last week was my first week, and I was invited by Moisha. I am your travel advisor, and I am the franchise owner of Edward Cicinato and Associates Dream Vacations. We're part of the country's largest full-service travel agency. We do cruises, all-inclusive resorts, tours, excursions, groups, incentive travel, affinity travel, and if that's not enough, we also have our own villas division. We represent 2,500 villas across the world. One thing that I'm particularly involved in right now is, because it's sports season, we do custom VIP packages to the world's top sporting events, including Wimbledon, the 2024 Super Bowl, which is going to be in Vegas this year, the 2024 Summer Olympic Games, and the the 2024 Kentucky Derby and the 2024 Masters tournament. And believe it or not, you can go to the Olympics for 6 days for less than you can go to the Super Bowl for 3 days. I'm just saying. I found that fascinating. I'm looking for, I deal with a lot of retirees. So I'm trying to, I want to get into retirement communities. Also incentive travel with smaller companies that have salespeople that they want to incentivize with contests and things. And that's and also clubs who want to put together group travel for their club. I'm located in South New Jersey, near Philadelphia, and also in Clearwater Beach, Florida. Guess where I want to be right now?
I'm going to say New Jersey, but because
You
I'm
would be
from there
wrong, sir.
originally. Yeah.
Florida. How about vacation?
I'm always on vacation.
Nice. All right. Thank you, Edward. It's great info. And by the way, where are the 2024 Summer Olympics going to be?
Paris.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Hopefully
it's more
nice.
expensive to go to the Super Bowl than to go to Paris.
Yeah, it's shows you where our values are. All right, great. It's great to have you here again. And let's now jump over to Rory Christian. Good morning, Rory. Please introduce yourself.
Rory Christian. I was invited by Alan Holmes, and I greatly appreciate the invitation that he gave me to join you all this morning. I am a filmmaker, and so when Dennis was talking about the veteran project he working on, that caught my attention. Man, first of all kudos to you for what you're doing there, but then second, it catches my attention that you're working in the space of documentary creation. I'm here because I am looking to grow my brand. We specialize in brand films and story-driven marketing content. So as a storytelling filmmaker, regardless if it's entertainment projects or business content, I'm always looking to let story tell rather than salesman selling type of kind of context is what we're looking for. So I'm looking to partner with individuals and groups like that Greg and Betty and I forgot the third gentleman in that trio.
Right.
But groups like that who work within the space of marketing. I also look to meet with small brands, small businesses, and entrepreneurs who have come to the place where they're recognizing that video online is king. And but I would like to really, bring to the fact that story-driven content, it doesn't have to be flash, flare, this and that. You can tell your story, and that'll build up brand loyalty and build your customer base a lot faster than trying to compete with the biggest brands in the world that at this point have already told their story and now they're just selling. So there's a great difference that I like to bring to people's attention as we make our content for them. Thanks for having me again.
Okay, that's awesome. I don't know if it's coincidence or just timeliness, but I've been working with about 3 different internet people that are using story as their main differentiator. And as someone who does selling for a living, I can really appreciate how when people can relate to a story much more than product details, especially when it comes to things like life insurance. When you can explain how that might impact their lives versus what those features are, like it makes all the difference in the world. So I'm really happy that you're here, Rory, and we'll have to hook up later. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Rory, make sure you put your contact information.
It's in there.
I did. Thank you.
And then we have another great storyteller who will speak at the moment, Betty Withrow. Good morning, Betty.
Good morning, Scott. Speaking of great storytellers, here's Scott Harrell, who gave me the most amazing video testimonial that's been going out to my LinkedIn connections and bringing me in new clients. And I've gotten a lot of positive feedback about your presentation, Scott. So you got the personality that sells.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
I thank you. It's been very cool. I mean, I've
appreciate
had
that.
some really nice new clients. And so I'm Betty Withrow, the Writer's Launchpad. I'm the content person of the trio of Total Traffic and Conversion, which is Greg and Roy and me, all working together. And I am a ghostwriter, a content creator, video script writer, an editor, and an author coach. So if you want to get together your story, or you know someone who does, then let's talk about it and find ways to collaborate. I'm all about connecting with our larger business community and finding ways that we can think up amazing things to do together. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. I'm looking for people who have lots of knowledge that they want to share. One of the clients who came to me because of Scott is a 22-year-old author who is on fire and wants to finish his book in 2 months, and he's going to actually do it. And it's going to be a good book too, which is unusual for those fast books. So, let me know what we can do together. Connect with me on LinkedIn if you haven't already, and have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Betty.
Thank you.
Okay, our next amazing guest, Eric Dickens. Good morning, Eric.
All. Good to see everyone. I am what I do. I'm saving the planet. That's a pretty big, huge thing to throw out there, but I'm putting it out there because what I'm doing is one roof at a time. I'm adding solar to every home and every business that you guys are either going into or own or spending time and money today, tonight, this weekend for the rest of our lives. So what that means is that getting solar in your home costs you absolutely nothing. I work on roofs, so do a whole lot of anything renewable energy in that space I can do, and it's all for zero out of pocket. 11 states are mandatory for solar, including the state that I'm in California. Real quick, a referral I have, one of my friends refer me to a friend in Oklahoma, of all places. They're at church, a pastor who's looking to go green, and with not just solar, but window improvements. He needs to upgrade. He wants to do I guess you call them the car covers. They call it ground mounts in what I do, but they need the covers to help do a lot of events and things that don't have that, so we can implement those. And additionally, charging stations are really becoming popular. You have to get charging stations because of electric cars. You can't have a car without having a charging station. So things like this add value to every business. Getting a couple of stations can provide additional income of about $100,000 for any business. So a perfect referral for me is basically any home or business that are going into that just they have to be owners. They can lease, but it's a little more challenging. And for your time, for the word of mouth referral, we'll give gifting everyone here a minimum of $1,000. That's one with three zeros behind it, just for letting the folks know the sun's cheaper than whatever utility company they're paying right now, and they won't have to pay the rest of their life. Zero out of pocket programs, fixed payments, tax benefits, even the church and nonprofit. There's a new program, a 30% rebate for nonprofits. It's first time ever. Biden's putting this out because we got to save the planet. Anyway, a lot of great info. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Good work you're doing. We appreciate it. And next, we've got our representative from New England, Eileen Dawson. Good morning, Eileen.
In New England, it's gorgeous today. It's 67 degrees. That's perfect. I can't wait to take a walk this afternoon. I'm Eileen Dawson, and I am a certified Ramsey money coach. I work with individuals and couples in the area of personal finance teaching. I am on the hunt right now for kids that's college loans are going to be coming due in about 2 weeks after a 3-year hiatus. So, but my clients typically are between the ages, I'd say, of 30 and 50, 55, have credit card debt, have student loan debt, have kids, probably a mortgage. So I walk alongside and help people go from living paycheck to paycheck to paying down all those different loans that they have. Thank you.
Thanks, Eileen. Great to have you here again. And we also have our esteemed Corey Northington. Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is having a great Friday morning. My name is Corey Northington. I am based here in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm an independent associate of Legal Shield, so I help empower individuals, families, and small business owners, what I like to call the Netflix of legal services. And also we do identity theft as well. So, and for a beautiful monthly subscription, you have the ability to talk to attorneys and law firms across the country about anything that's important to you, whether it's reviewing business contracts or going to try to incorporate your company to an LLC, or if you're trying to figure out how to copyright trademarks. We do tons of benefits and features, and also just want to connect with everybody here and see how I can grow your business as well. And just want to say thanks once again to Bob and Scott to open up this platform for us to come and talk. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you guys.
Fantastic. Thank you, Corey. And good morning, Moshe Math.
So it happens when you try to multitask. Good morning. My name is Moshe Math. I am a partner of a company called Neuro and Trade Sciences, which is in the health and wellness area. I'll be brief about the product and how we got into it. It looks similar to massage chairs at the airport, but our system uses sound, light, and vibration, take your mind by through voyage and relaxation, much like brainwave entrainment. We got into it by accident. I worked in an oncology office, and we had all kinds of modalities because the doctor's philosophy was care is a condition, but it does not define you. So we had all different, we had Reiki, healing touch, aromatherapy, all, but we brought these systems in a much earlier version about 13 years ago. We found anecdotally that our oncology patients who used it while they're receiving chemo had a better response than those who didn't. So my partner now who's my boss, bought into the company. We've since split, but we actually were trying to look for ways to amortize the expenses. So that's how we got into it as a business. And brainwave entrainment is when your computer freezes up, as mine did earlier, and you turn it off and on again and hope it forgot I had a problem. And that's what we're doing in the process. So it's more like a sonic massage. And last week I used the term biofeed-in. If you like to hear that term and more and how we use that as opposed to how our system uses biofeed-in instead of biofeedback, be glad to share time discussing it.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff. Glad to have you here. Good morning, Ellen Holmes.
I have to unmute myself. Wow, you're asking me to follow the great Moshe. Oh my goodness. What a team of Angibos. Thank you for all the guests and family members of the MyCity Bob Scott Harrell show. My name is Alan Holmes. I reside in Hemet, California. I specialize in connecting business owners, entrepreneurs, and consumers with unique and innovative resources. So in short, I call myself a human search engine, a master connector, or a human AI. I love to collaborate, connect, and network. And I won't go into all the different resources I have, but I will send a shout out to the great Greg, Roy, and Betty. I've been on their show before, so definitely collaborative. And then there's an alliance networking event with Jackie Ziccoli, who helped me get the understanding of what collaboration and networking it is. And I all think that goes back to Bob and Scott because of this great MyCity community. So with that said, I'm going to pass it on. And then thank you so much for being part of a vision that each one of us can help change each other's lives. Thank you, and happy Friday to you.
Thank you, Alan. We certainly appreciate you. You truly are a human search engine. It's amazing. And next we have a guest. I think I heard that you were invited by Corey. That's Angie Card. Good morning, Angie.
And I don't know why my camera is not trying to connect so that you guys can see me talking.
We saw you for a second there.
I'm sorry?
We saw you for a moment, and then it went back to the.
Yeah,
that's all right.
sorry. I don't know. I'm just gonna make it. But I'm from the Motor City, Detroit. So if you ever come in my office, you may hear the Temptations or the Four Tops and have a good time as we're talking. I'm a financial advisor. My expertise is helping individuals and small businesses understand what their options are when it comes to financial solutions. My target audience, I take a behavioral approach to the financial planning process. So I actually like to reach people before they get to the point of acquiring a lot of debt by focusing on financial strategies to help them avoid it as much as possible. I do look for individuals who are 25 to 40. Those are more of my earlier planners, as I call them. Or I look for individuals who are maybe 5 to 10 years out from retirement, just to make sure that the strategy that they're working with right now is going to be the best for them as they reach that target date of retirement. That's it. I tried to keep it short and simple for you all.
That's great. Thank you, Angie. So do you primarily work in Michigan, or are you able to work in other states as well?
Absolutely. I am licensed in 30 states, from the Midwest to the West Coast. I'm licensed in California. I'm licensed in New York, Arizona, Texas, Michigan, most of the Midwest, because I tell everybody I'm a Midwest chick to the core. So mostly in the Midwest, but I am dispersed throughout the country. I also do total financial planning, so that's down to the insurance piece, which I'm also fully licensed to help my clients with insurance needs as well.
That's fantastic. All right, so glad to have you here. Sorry we can't see you, but you got a very nice profile picture there, so great to have you here. And now we're going to jump over to our presentation with our guest host, featured speaker Phyllis Arnstein. Good morning, Phyllis. Take it away. And if you need to share screen, I think we can fix that too.
No, I'm not good at the PowerPoint. Somehow either
Okay.
I get stuck or the PowerPoint gets stuck. So we're just going to go with talking. So I am
You're good
Phyllis.
at that.
I know, right? I am Phyllis Arnstein. Like I said, I live in Spring Hill, Florida, which is just north of Tampa. And yes, we're excited here because we finally got below 90 degrees. Wahoo. But what do? My passion has become helping people with their debt. And the way we do that is through a software system. This software program, through a free analysis, will take your active debt, meaning you're not in bankruptcy or a credit type place, but, you know, active debt, mortgages, credit cards, student loan debt, you know, you name it. And we show you again through the free analysis how you can pay it off in a third to a half of the time using no extra money. It works with the money that you have. And it does this with the algorithms. So you make your normal monthly payments and the minimum amount of payments. And at some point during the month, the software is going to say, you know what? I want to take $80.02. And you're going to put it on this credit card on this date. And we tell you, you don't round it up and you don't round it down because it is all math. You can't beat the math. And you put that $80.02 on the day it says, on the credit card it says, and you'll see where you canceled out maybe $100, $150 worth of interest. And it, like I said, is the algorithms. It knows the sweet spot of when to make a payment, on what day, and the exact amount to make it. We don't tell you that you have to give up anything. We don't tell you that we don't put you on a ramen noodle diet, you know, but it helps you with budgeting also. A lot of people don't realize that they, you know, they'll say, I live paycheck to paycheck. We had one young lady, she said, you know what? If I can't have my Starbucks every day, then I'm not going to buy the program. But that's okay, but you still have to put it in your budget. So when you put the $210 in her budget, she's like, what is that? You spend $7 a day times 30 days a week, a month, you know, that's $210 you're spending on Starbucks. And she's like, oh my gosh, people don't have the relationship with their dollar anymore because all you do is you swipe your debit card or it comes out of your checking account automatically. So sometimes you don't really realize how much money you were truly spending. I had a friend of mine, she had a 30-year mortgage. She has $20,000 credit card debt and she had 2 car loans. She's going to be out of debt in 7 years. She's going to be saving over $100,000 in interest. So that's interest that goes in your pocket, not the bank's. So I work with a lot of financial people, insurance people, and I tell them, no, I'm not in your wheelhouse. I'm not here to take your customers. I just want to work with your customers so they get out of debt. They have more money to be able to buy insurance or, you know, invest in your finance company. Good referrals I am always looking for is real estate investors. I am also looking for teachers, and I'm looking for that friend or family member that you know that has a lot of debt. Come Christmas time, when you see a brand new car sitting in your neighbor's driveway, that's a good referral for me. If you would like to know more, like I said, we do a free consultation. It doesn't cost anything. I put my information in chat. You can meet with me on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook, and I am on Alignable. I would love to sit down and do a Zoom with you guys and show you more about the program, and even show you a demo on how the program works. So I appreciate it. I know we're kind of short on time, but like I said, schedule a Zoom with me. I would love to meet with you guys.
Well, that was really a great summary, Phyllis. I think you've done this before.
I know, right?
Okay, well, we have a few minutes for Q&A if anybody would like to ask Phyllis questions about her program, the software, anything like that. And just go ahead and jump in.
Right.
What is the price for your program?
You find out the price when you go through our free analysis, because you have to see the value of it. But I will tell you, it is a one-time fee, and you own it for life. It is your software for life. You know, a lot of companies charge you for upgrades and things like that. We don't. No, we don't charge any upgrades. It is that one-time price. And like I said, you own it for life. And by the way, it also works when life happens. Where are you located, Frank? What state?
California.
Well, say you want to move out of California, you want to come to Florida because you've never been to the Gulf Coast and you want to buy a house. It works with you getting the information and putting that in there, and it recalculates that get out of date debt, you know, and it could be just a year or two. And I'm not sure if I mentioned, but my software will also give you the exact month, day, and year that you're going to be out of debt. Not around this time, not sometime in the future, but exactly. And we warranty that date.
Phyllis, is it always the $80.02, or was that just an example? It depends on.
That was just an example.
Gotcha.
The other thing question I have is, your system looks at exclusively the debts people have, but it does. And I have a friend of mine who's, I think, involved in the same company, but I don't think your system looks at the different options with money outside of debt. So I'll give a quick example. If you work for a company that has a 401k plan, and they'll match up to 3% of what you put into a 401k plan, you can, if you put money into that, you're now getting 100% return on your money, besides whatever interest accrues from whatever profits accrued for the 401k plan. And if I'm guessing, if I read from my friend, your program doesn't take that or IRA or putting money into an IRA or things like that into consideration. Am I correct?
I'm not sure I understand the question. What we do is we work on debt. We work with your debt.
That's my point. You work on debt to put that down, and I'm not knocking it, but sometimes it's better to put money into a 401k because the return is much higher on the 401k than what you're saving by reducing the debt. And your program doesn't take that into consideration. Am I correct?
All right. So if you put money into a 401k and you're making 3% on it, but you have a credit card you're paying 30% on.
No, ma'am, that's not what I said. Phyllis, what I said was, and I'll be specific. Let's say someone earns $100,000 a year, and they work for a company. They can put away 3% of their gross income into a 401k, and the company will match that 3% with their own contribution to the 401k. I now have $6,000 in my 401k. I've now ordered, before I make $1, I've now gotten 100% return on my money. And that's a lot better return on my money than if I save 29% annually on a credit card. And I don't think your program takes all that into consideration. Am I correct?
I'm going to have to say probably, because what we do is just work on getting your debt down. And we do that by, you know, the strategic money that, you know, the software knows, like I said, the right date and time and amount to pay on. But I do know if you borrow from a life insurance, like life insurance, I think they call it infinity banking, and you're borrowing from that life insurance, we can take that money that you borrowed and put it into the system, and the system will show you the best way to use that money. You know, so we can.
I apologize to everybody else for being so detailed, but as you can tell, I never got business based on my good looks. So.
Well, the two of you.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need
you
to
guys
have
should meet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add in that while my wife and I just started last month with the debt shredder program. And so it's too early to call, but right now it's on track. It's doing what it's supposed to do. And once you get on, it takes a little bit to get it going, but once you get it going, you understand it's a game changer, because it's telling exactly to the penny, to the date, when you're going to pay off all your debts. That's the bottom line. That's the most important. We all want to be debt free. We've been dealing with a whole lot of drama right now. Folks are getting in more debt with the changes. So this is great, and it's ongoing. So we have it forever. So anything we invest in tomorrow, today, next, whenever, we can see what the turnaround time is to paying that off, if we follow the program without paying additional into the program. So,
Phyllis, I don't see your contact information in the. Did you put it in there?
I did. I put it in the very beginning, but I'll put it in again.
Oh.
And we will be doing a follow-up email with a list of
Oh, okay.
basically
Oh,
the
thank
same
you, Scott.
information that's posted here. Yeah. I encourage everyone to make it that appointment with Phyllis, just so you understand the program better, because for most people, the debt that they have is hurting them more than the benefits they're getting from their investments. So, but everybody's different, and look at us. We're a diverse group. We're nationwide. We got all corners of the country covered.
I would like to,
Canada.
excuse me, Scott, but I would like to do a shout out for Russell. He referred me to an employer group that we're working with now in Utah that has the need for group health insurance to keep their employees, because they're losing them to other employers. So we're in the process of working on that, and I'm hoping that's going to come together soon. Thank you, Russell. I appreciate it. And also, he's helped me with an employer group that we have here local that has an employee that's a rogue employee that they've had issues with. So he's working with me. He even referred in an attorney to help us with that also. So thank you, Russell. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Frank.
And to show you, and to show you how this group works is that I was able, this is a client that I've worked with for a year, that decided, actually was in escrow, almost was due to close escrow a couple of months ago. Through the process, the owner became aware that if they spent some time, she spent some time to take some of her experienced employees and turn them into a general manager and manager, that she could enhance and grow the business. And so she decided to pull the business off the market, focus on growing, expanding the business, building up their capabilities, and a big part of that is on HR, was on working with the employees to try to enhance the value of the business, grow the business, with the idea that maybe next year, probably like next spring or summer, go back on the market and sell it, making it more saleable. And that was a great referral to Russell. So we had that introduction, and he's now in contact with that client, and hopefully we'll work together to get that business owner and seller in a position where next year we'll not only sell the business to the right client, but at a better price.
And thanks to Phil and Frank for those connections. System works, Bob.
So thank you, everybody. Look at this team we have. Love it. We appreciate everyone for showing up, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.
Great meeting, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
here, guys. Good seeing you.